Hello everyone, welcome back to Adventure of a Lifetime. Let's go ahead and continue. I opened up a pamphlet and set it down on the table. Before it sank, the ghost ship had been a commercial yacht. And we were lucky enough to get some of the old pamphlets used for advertising, complete with a layout of the ship. Do you know which cabin was used by your parents?
ここよ。
Emily pointed to a room on the map.
この部屋を使っていたってパパが言ってた。だから指輪もここにあるはず。
Great, that's just the news we needed. We were planning to explore the ship over a number of diving sessions. We'd already gotten close to the wreck as part of Emily's ongoing training. During those dives, I used my underwater camera to take pictures of the exterior of the ship. With the photos and pamphlet, we had a pretty solid idea of what to expect. I'm thinking we should use this route. What do you think, Chisa? Chisa?
ん？ああ、ごめん。聞いてなかった。ちょっと、しっかりしてよ。事故があると危ないって言ったのあなたよ。
What's going on with you, Chisa? If I've done something wrong, could you at least tell me?
違う、そんなんじゃない。じゃあ、なんなのよ。九太郎のことで、ちょっとね。
Well, you haven't really been swimming with him recently. In fact, she hadn't been swimming at all for the last few days. Even when Emily and I went diving, Chisa would just stay in the canoe, looking bored.
あのイルカと喧嘩でもしたの？九太郎がはぐれイルカだってのは前に話したわよね。ええ、いじめられて群れにいられなくなったって。今ね、あの子どこかの群れで一緒に泳いでるらしいのよ。それが元の群れなのかは知らないけど、帰ろうとしてるんだと思う、イルカの社会に。それであなた落ち込んでるの？でもいいことじゃない、それって。うん、いいことだよ。でもあの子、私が呼ぶと来ちゃうから。
If Finn could hear Chisa in the water, he would always come to her, no matter where he was. Maybe that was the problem. Perhaps she felt like she was holding him back. So you've been trying to put some distance between the two of you.
イルカはイルカ同士で仲良くした方が幸せでしょ。
Well...
そんなことないと思うわ。
Emily flat out rejected the idea.
そんなの本人次第よ。チサといる方が幸せってこともあるかもしれないじゃない。実際、私にはそう見えるわよ。それにあの子、イルカの中でもとびきり賢いわ。自分のことはちゃんと自分で決められると思う。
お嬢ちゃんたち、いつまでくっちゃべってんだい。そろそろ店開けるよ。
We wrapped up our meeting and started preparations to open the cafe.
ありがとうございました。おしまいね。
Emily said as our last customer headed home. Good work today.
お疲れ様。
後片付けしたら今日はもう上がっていいよ。
はーい。
Chisa sat down on an empty chair, her expression exhausted. You okay?
平気。ありがとう。
You don't look fine.
なんか最近いろいろありすぎでしょ。 エミリーが来てから特に毎日騒がしくって。普段はのんびりした島なのにさ。
She tried to make it sound like a joke, but it was obvious she was hiding something. Now you can tell me if there's anything bothering you. I'll do whatever I can to help.
そうよ、チサ。私たち友達じゃない。実は私、エミリーのことちょっと苦手で。冗談よ、涙目にならないで。泣いてないもん。
Even for a joke, that was pretty harsh.
ごめん、エミリー。ちょっと余裕なくて。いいわ、許してあげる。その代わり白状なさい。何に悩んでるのか。
Emily looked at Chisa with tears still in her eyes. Faced with such an onslaught of honest emotion, even Chisa was at a loss for words for a moment.
九太郎とね、ちゃんとお別れしようと思ってるの。お別れ？性悪いルカと？でさ、ちょっと力を貸してくれない？私一人じゃ途中でくじけちゃいそうだからさ。
Emily and I looked at one another, and without saying a word, knew that we would help Chisa. The next day, the three of us took the outrigger canoe out to the empty, open water. The sea looked just as calm and peaceful as ever. Every now and then the calm was broken by a dolphin and a tanned girl leaping out of the water together. Thrown upwards by Finn, Chisa soared into the air before plunging back down while Emily and I just watched from the boat.
あれってチサが教えた芸なのかしら。
No. I think it's just something that happened while they were playing around. Did you want to give it a try?
いい、怖そうだもん。
Today was the first time Chisa had played at Finn in several days. From where we sat, it looked like they were playing a game of underwater tag. Chisa tried to get away while Finn chased after her. Even the best swimmer in the world couldn't outswim a dolphin. But every time Finn got close, Chisa managed to dodge around him and keep going. They continued to swim circles around one another in the water.
まるで水中でダンスしてるみたい。
They twirled around one another like perfect partners on an aquatic stage. And we had the best seats in the house.
こっちだよ、九太郎。
This time Chisa grabbed onto Finn's dorsal fin and the two of them swam together. After building up some speed, they sprang into another spectacular jump. It looked like they could happily swim together through these crystal clear waters until the end of time.
やっぱりこうしてる方がチサらしいわね。
Sure is. The dolphin and the playful girl. Physically very different, but their friendship was as genuine as anything. The scene played out like a fantastic dream. And I could understand why people would want to record it for TV. It would surely move anyone who watched. I felt honored that Emily and I were being allowed to watch.
それにしてもチサはよく息が続くわね。私 止まっててもあんなに息を止めていられないわ。
She's so special. She's been swimming like that ever since she was little. Even when we were little, she'd jump into the water at the drop of a hat.
だからって超人的すぎるわ。
I wouldn't be surprised. I murmured as I glanced down at the ocean water. Human beings have to breathe with their lungs. Lungs extract oxygen from the air and send it into the bloodstream. But there's another organ that acts like a reserve tank. That is the spleen. According to recent studies, the spleen stores oxygenated blood which can then release in case of emergencies. Most people don't use it that much, so it can even be removed without much impact on a person's everyday life. But for athletes like synchronized swimmers, this organ is used when performing physically demanding underwater stunts. These athletes go through intense training from a young age. Chisa's time underwater over the years had a similar effect on her. As a result, watching Chisa swim was like seeing someone from another world. It is no wonder Emily was surprised.
それってとんでもない才能よね。うまく活かせばすごいスポーツ選手になれるかも。
Probably. She just swims for fun though. If she felt like she was being forced into it, she'd probably get bored of it in no time.
好きこそものの上手なれってことか。
While we were talking, Chisa had only popped up for air once while still playing around with Finn the whole time. There's no indication that this intense workout might be tiring her out. She seemed much happier in the water than she ever did on land.
キュー太郎、これできる？キューキューキューうまいうまい。キューキュー。間違えて人間に生まれてしまった魚って感じね。
A fish? More like a marine mammal.
そうね。イルカも哺乳類だものね。
Heedless of their audience, Chisa and Finn danced all across their aquatic stage. You sure about this? There's a hint of loneliness lurking behind Chisa's usually cheerful smile. You can change your mind if you want. There's still time. But Chisa's resolve hadn't swayed one bit.
そうはいかないよ。イルカにはイルカの暮らす場所があるんだもの。私がいると、あの子、いつまでも甘えちゃう。
Chisa.
キュー太郎！
On hearing Chisa's call, Finn swam over to us, his head poking out of the water.
今日は遊んでくれてありがとうね。キューキュー！
As she rubbed Finn's nose, he happily splashed about with his fins. He had certainly enjoyed his time with Chisa as well.
いい子いい子。群れに戻ってもその調子でいい子にしてるんだよ。キュー。キュー。
Finn looked worried and could probably sense his friend's impending loneliness. Chisa took a deep breath and dived back into the ocean. Chisa swam close to Finn down in the waters turned to liquid gold by the setting sun. After hugging him one last time, she removed the shell necklace from around her neck. She held it up for him to see.
バイバイだよ。
Chisa let go of the necklace. The shells and cord drifted together towards the bottom of the sea. But Finn just swam down and brought it back up.
九太郎。
She took the necklace back and dropped it again. But he went down to retrieve it again.
これはもう捨てるの。拾ってこないで。じゃあね。
Without another look at the necklace, Chisa climbed back onto the canoe. Finn swam up to the surface with the necklace hanging from his snout.
バイバイ、九太郎。
Chisa waved and started up the engine. He chased after us, but Chisa didn't look back.
ちさ、いいの？しょうがないじゃない。もともと私とあの子は住む世界が違うんだし。
Emily looked behind us, her expression heartbroken. Finn was still following. But when he realized Chisa wasn't going to respond, his fin sank beneath the waves and we lost sight of him. He had always been smart, even for a dolphin. There's no doubt he knew what Chisa had meant by giving up her shell necklace. This was too much for Emily and I, so we knew that whatever Chisa was feeling had to be even worse. She didn't let it show though. The sun dipped below the horizon, just like it did every night. The world would keep spinning regardless of our pain. In the sunset, the ocean was dyed a beautifully deep shade of red.
いらっしゃいませ。3名様ですね。こちらへどうぞ。3名様、オーダー待ちです。
The day after leaving Finn behind, Chisa was in high spirits. The difference was so stark, cranky, Chisa seemed like nothing more than a bad dream.
思ったより元気そうで安心したわ。
Emily watched Chisa zip around the cafe.
お別れの場面はまるで親子を引き離すみたいだったもの。心配したわよ。
俺のせいだ。
Ryota muttered, looking more depressed than I had ever seen.
俺がテレビ出演を無理強いしようとしたから、あいつは俺が千佐と九太郎を引き裂いちまった。すまん千佐。
うるさいよそこのでかいの。縁起が悪いから暗い顔してブツブツ言うのやめとくれ。
でもよマチコバー。
まだ言ってんの、りょうちゃん。
Chisa let out a long sigh.
それとこれとは関係ないって。
関係あるだろう。お前らあんなに仲良かったじゃないか。
ねえ、誰か説明してやって。
Chisa let Finn go so he could live with the other dolphins. They'll be much happier in the long run. She'd already been through this with Ryota, but I tried to drive the points home one more time.
まあテレビ出演を断るのにちょうどよかったってのはあるけどね。
ほら見ろ、やっぱり俺のせいだ。
うるさいよ。営業妨害だ。エミリー、そいつを追い出しちまいな。
ラジャー、というわけだからさっさとお会計してお引き取りください。
この鬼ババア。
誰が鬼だって。
Ryota dashed off in tears.
お会計待て
Emily ran out after him.
ー。やれやれ騒がしい連中だわ。何？私のことをじっと見て。あ、もしかして惚れちゃった？
What now? Don't be stupid.
冗談じゃん。バカはないでしょ。傷つくわ。
Chisa pouted as she walked away to attend to some customers.
ヒロ兄、今のは減点ですな。
Chinami delivered her verdict from the counter where she'd been eating one of my original kids' meals. Well, what should I do to get a perfect score?
何も言わず顎をクイッと持って、その後は言わせんな、恥ずかしい。
Pretty sure I'm more embarrassed than you are.
季節の煮魚定食お待ちどうさまです。
Emily wasn't worried about Chisa. No one was. Why should they be? She looked like she was doing fine. Except she didn't look fine to me. She's a little too happy. Could it be that she was putting on that cheerful exterior to hide how she was really feeling? Or maybe that was just what she needed to do to deal with the pain. It'd be nice if she was comfortable enough to feel sad around me, though. I complained aloud without even realizing it. I mean, we're supposed to be buddies, right? Ever since we met during my first summer in Ogasawara, we'd always trusted each other more than anyone else. That is, until we started junior high school and I stopped visiting. I was in no position to complain and I felt like an idiot for being offended. Hey, Chinami.
何かな、迷える青少年。
Do you know why Chisa started working here? She saving money for something?
グアネがお金を貯めている理由。
Chinami's hand clenched around her fork as she thought hard.
もしかして可愛い妹のために最新のパソコンを買ってくれるつもりなのでは。オンラインゲームが遅延なくできるハイパーマシンを。ああ見えて妹思いの優しい姉なので。
I hate to break it to you, but I don't think that's it.
やっぱり。じゃあ知らない。
Whatever Chisa was up to, she hadn't shared it with her family. She's still single? I mean, it's fine if you don't know.
チナたち姉妹はお互いのプライベートに踏み込まないドライな関係なので。
Maybe you'd be closer if you left the room more often.
ただ、グアネはヒロ兄が島に来るのをずっと楽しみに待っていました。それなのに金髪の天使を連れていて、おかげでしばらく機嫌が悪かったのです。
So that's why things were awkward between Chisa and I at first.
女心はわからんものです。
Chinami said with a despairing shake of her head before digging into her pudding. All too soon it was closing time, and the last of the customers trickled out.
お疲れ様でした。 お疲れ様でした。
はいよ、お疲れさん。
Chisa took off her apron and got ready to leave. Wait up, Chisa. Let me walk you home.
いいよ、すぐそこだし。ひろき掃除とかあるでしょ。
I'll take care of that later.
掃除なら私に任せて。
Emily came in with the assist and I was grateful for her help.
だからヒロくんはチサを送っていってあげるといいわ。さあ、早く早く。
Okay, thanks. I promise I'll help out when I get back.
お構いなく。チサ、また明日ね。おやすみ、エミリー。
Waved out by Emily, Chisa and I left the cafe. Hey, wanna go walk by the ocean?
なんで？
Just because.
別にいいけど。
Amona Beach was right in front of the cafe. So a little detour brought the two of us onto the sand in no time. At this hour, there was hardly anyone around, and the only sound came from the waves washing over the shore. Remember that time we saw the sea turtles laying their eggs on the beach?
あったわね。
Amona Beach was the most popular spawning spot in the Ogasawara Islands. You could see tons of sea turtles here at the dark. Seeing them cry as they bury their eggs in the sand was strangely touching.
昔話をしに来たの？
It was apparent that she hadn't figured out my plan yet. Do you have a boyfriend?
はい？
It's just, I was thinking about it since I got here. You told me how you say you have a boyfriend to guys who try to get on you.
言ってたっけ、そんなこと。いないわよ、彼氏なんて。見てればわかるでしょ。
She sounded a little defensive. Though we had been together almost every day since I arrived, and she had never mentioned a boyfriend. But I had to be sure. There were friends at school who were in relationships that they kept secret. Ever think about getting one? Assuming you could choose anyone you wanted.
そうでもないかな。一元さんの観光客はともかく、地元の子らはみんな私のこと知ってるし。
Oh, from when we were little. I guess some guys might be put off, considering what you were like back then.
そうよ、悪い。
I couldn't help teasing her a bit. Whenever we got together, part of me felt like a little kid again.
どこかにいい男いないかしら。私もまっとうな青春がしたいわ。
How about you go out with me then?
はい？
You could go out with me. It's not like we're not close already.
なんでそうなるのよ。
Well... I blushed, fidgeted, scratched my nose, and looked out at the ocean. Basically, I did everything except say how I really felt. I... like you, Chisa. Chisa's eyes went wide with surprise. Oh, come on, is it really that much of a shock?
だってあんたエミリーのことが好きなんでしょ。
Huh? What gave you that idea?
なんでって誰がどう見てもそうじゃない。てかもう付き合ってるんじゃないの？二股する気？
No, we're not even going out. Emily's just a friend. What I feel for you is different. Did she really think that I was that kind of guy? You're the only one I want to be with, Chisa. Chisa seemed to finally let her guard down and she bit her bottom lip. So, if you're interested in having a boyfriend, why not pick me? This was the first time I'd ever asked anyone out. The fact that I'd known her as a friend for so long made this whole situation all the more stressful. After being apart for so long, I had come to view Chisa like a distant family member. It was usually so easy to speak bluntly, but when it came to talking about how we really felt about one another, we were lost. Can you say something? Please?
彼女が欲しいからって手近な相手に告ってんじゃないわよ。
That's not it at all. I'm serious
却
about...
下
What's that supposed to mean?
お断りってこと。
But it's not like you're seeing anyone now, right? And you don't have a crush on anyone either.
だからって幼なじみで手を打つほど落ちぶれちゃいないの。
She turned her back to me.
だいたいなんで私なわけ？エミリーにしなさいよ。美人だしちょっと子供っぽいとこあるけど性格もいいわよあの子。
I already told you I don't see Emily like that.
今からでも遅くない。エミリーにしときなさいって。
But you're the one I like.
はいはい、わかったわかった。
Chisa shook her head and started to walk away. Where are you going?
帰る。見たいテレビがあるから。
But we're not done here.
終わってるでしょ。却下よ却下。
Chisa, wait!
さあ、帰ろう帰ろう。
Her pace got faster. I scrambled after her, trying to explain myself, but I just couldn't get her to take me seriously.